Not me slurping my bedtime tea. Uh-oh. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Haley, and I help people recognize their full potential by exploring all aspects of the mind-body connection. You guys really seem to enjoy the last pillow talk that I did, so I figured that I really wanted to just make this a thing and start doing some more of these. So I've got my pillow here with me. Grab a pillow, grab a cup of tea. Tonight I'm sipping on some valerian tea. For those of you out there that struggle with falling asleep at night and you're looking for a natural remedy, valerian tea is absolutely amazing. I love it. It's so relaxing, it's so calming, and for me, I just really enjoy like having my tea at night. It's part of my little ritual, it's part of my routine. Grab that cup of tea, grab your pillow, grab a blanket, grab a snack, and let's just chat. So I certainly hope that everyone is doing well, that you're feeling good, and tonight I really just, again, I always have so much on my mind, and I'm really just looking to take this opportunity to share what's swirling around in my mind at the moment. And I've really just been thinking about this idea of letting go of things. And if you're someone like me that really likes to be in control of everything or very attached to the outcome, I'm someone that is so focused on that end goal, that outcome, and I find myself getting really attached to that at times and almost like placing it on a pedestal, but also wrapping my identity up into that, where it's like, if I don't get this thing, or if I am not in this state or don't have XYZ, then somehow it makes me less worthy. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but it's funny because it's almost like as soon as you start to let something go, that's when it really starts to come into your life even more. And it's like there's not this block up anymore, there's not this resistance, there isn't something that's like pushing you away from it. And I feel like it's really, really easy for us to get caught up in thinking that we need to stay attached to something in order to manifest it, in order to call it into our experience, into fruition, to think about it all the time. It is so counterproductive and it's so counterintuitive to do that. I think about so many times in my life where I've tried to force things so much, and it doesn't feel good to force things. I think a specific example of this is relationships, I think, for sure. If you're feeling this intuitive resistance, or if you're feeling this intuitive sense of like something's off, or no matter how hard you try, it always feels like an uphill battle, it always feels like you're fighting against something for something to work, maybe you should listen to that. I know that some people out there will try to tell you just keep going no matter what, but I'm here to tell you that if something's truly meant to be in your life, if something's really meant to be there, if it's meant to be a part of your experience and your purpose, you're not going to miss out on it. There's nothing you're going to do to avoid it. There's nothing you're going to do wrong. There's nothing you will do to escape some sort of fated love connection, or even just some sort of fated experience in general. Realizing that has kind of helped me in my ability to let go of things that I find myself really attached to. And I think that sense of, it's almost like a desperation, right? It's like, I need this to work out. I need this to be happening. I need this to unfold for me. I need to be on this path. I need this person to like me. That is such an energetic block. And it's funny because when you're in that place, and even for me, think about yourself for a moment, like reflect on yourself. When I'm in that place of desperately feeling like I need to control how things are unfolding, how things are panning out, when I'm worried about it, when it's occupying so much of my mental energy, it's like it gets worse and worse. And the more that I feed into that little monster in my mind that's telling me that I need to be so attached to these outcomes, the more and more that I push it away, the more anxiety I create around it, the more fear and worry and self-doubt that gets connected to it. Understand too that it's not necessarily you, right? That is your ego getting in the way. That is your ego getting in the way of you trying to go for things and things that will fall into your lap, or things that you're trying to force. That's your ego getting in the way, because what happens is the ego wants to identify with those things, right? The ego wants to identify with those outcomes, with those experiences. And that's when you get into the trap of, if you let your ego sort of take control, you let your ego run the show, you're taking a back seat to your own life, and you're wrapping up so much of your worth and so much of your potential and your identity and how you show up in the world and how you identify in whatever the case may be. For some reason, relationships are really just coming to mind for me tonight, and I feel like that's something that I want to address, because I feel like a lot of us have been in this position of wanting to get someone to like us, right? And that's pretty toxic in and of itself. And I think about even magazine covers that I used to see as a kid, you know, 17 or Cosmo. I'd always flip through them at the store while my mom was checking out, or have them in the house. And sometimes the covers would say, you know, how to manipulate your man into liking you, or how to trick someone into falling for you. How have we gotten there? How have we gotten to this point of feeling like we need to trick people into liking us? That's manipulative. Again, if something is truly meant for you, if something is truly destined to be in your life, and I'm someone that really does believe in destiny, I believe in soul contracts, I believe in fate to a large extent. I mean, I do think obviously we're autonomous beings and we have the ability to control and, you know, change our reality at any point. But if something is truly meant for you, it's not going to slip away, and you're not going to need to trick someone into liking you, and you're not going to need to manipulate somebody into liking you, because they're not the right person for you. Straight up. If that is what you need to do to receive validation or attention or love from somebody, then they're not the right person for you. The thing is, that doesn't take away from your worth in any size, shape, or form. That does not make you any less That does not make you any less worthy of love. That doesn't make you any less worthy of a beautiful relationship, a beautiful experience. It just means that that person's not meant for you. And sometimes it's really hard for us to accept that and to just let that go. It certainly is something that's been hard for me in my life. And in my experience, it's hard to accept that. But the more that you spend time diving inward, the more that you spend time focusing on yourself and getting to learn yourself and getting to really understand and also love yourself, that's when everything's really going to start to change. Because it wasn't until I really started to learn to love myself and explore my inner world, and I think that eliminating alcohol was a big part of this journey for me. If you guys are interested in hearing that story, I'll link some links below. But I've been alcohol free for almost a year and a half now. And it's been absolutely transformative. But I say that to articulate that the time that you spend getting to know yourself and your tendencies and your patterns, you know, in past relationships and how you used to show up, that's really powerful. Something that I've realized about myself in past relationships is that I kept attracting the same type of person. And I think it really was because I truly did not feel as though I was worthy or I was enough. Subconsciously, I may not have even realized it. I didn't even realize it at the time, I don't think. But I didn't even feel worthy enough on my own, and I didn't fully love myself enough on my own, so I was attracting the kinds of people that were just reflecting that back to me. And you know, it wasn't until I've decided to let that go that I've made space to really just explore myself and to get to know myself. And I'm taking that time. And I encourage you to take that time too if you're somebody that's going through that now, where you're feeling like it's really hard to let go of maybe that old identity, or it's hard to let go of a pattern. You know, for me, I think that was the hardest thing, is how do I get out of this pattern? How do I end this cycle, right, of this same kind of experience where I'm feeling like I'm in the back seat. That's never a fun place to be in. I think we can all agree on that. It's never fun to feel like you're in the back seat of life. A big part of that is letting go. And I don't know how exactly I got on this relationship tangent, but I did. I hope that you found some of that stuff insightful or valuable in some sort of way. This tea is so good. I can't get over it, guys. If you're interested, the Yogi bedtime tea, my absolute favorite. But yeah. In general, what I really just wanted to talk about tonight was just the idea of letting go of the need to control, letting go of the need to know exactly when things are going to unfold, how they're going to unfold, wanting to know X, Y, Z, this, and this. And a big thing about letting go too is when you are so stuck in that mindset and that pattern of needing to control how things are unfolding and how things are happening, you wind up missing out a lot on the present moment, the moment that's in front of you, because you're so attached to this future outcome, right? Your mind is elsewhere. Your body is here, but your mind and your soul and your spirit is so hungry for this goal or this thing, this person, whatever it is, to come into your life, to manifest itself, that you wind up missing out on so much that's in front of you. And I don't mean this in a way to discourage you from setting goals. I think that setting goals is super powerful. I think it's great to have that vision, right? I have a vision board in my room here. Like, it's great to have vision, it's great to have goals. What we need to understand, and what something is that I've learned the hard way, to be completely honest, is that in order for these things to come into our life, we just need to let go and trust. That's the point where we've just gotta trust the universe, trust that things will come, and they're all in divine timing, right? All in divine timing. And it really just comes down to taking a step back and saying, okay, I'm doing everything I can. You know, I'm doing the inner work, or I'm devoting, so much into this, that, whatever. Like, take for example, somebody who is on, a journey to improve their health. They want to lose 50 pounds. And they are so set in that goal of seeing that 50-pound drop on the scale in X amount of months, whatever, maybe like 6 months or something. They're so focused on that. They get so focused on it that they stress themselves out. They beat themselves up if they're a little bit off track. They beat themselves up if they're not on that progress line that they want to be on. And then they finally lose the 50 pounds and they're like, okay, look at that entire journey that they had. If they were, beating themselves up the whole way and forcing something and saying, I just need to get this, I just need to get this, I just need to be at this point, it's never going to be enough too. And that's a really interesting thing to think about is, whatever it is that you're working towards, don't attach so much of your worth to that. Know that you are worthy and that you are completely whole and complete just as you are in this moment. Nothing else needs to change. Everything about you is enough right here, right now, regardless of whether that thing you're working towards is going to happen or not. Regardless of if that person that you're looking at is going to, reflect their interest back to you or not. You're good with it either way. You understand that it's not a reflection of who you are. It's not a reflection of your worth. It doesn't diminish your value in any way. And again, that's that sweet spot of power where it's funny because it's almost counterintuitive when you're in that mindset of like, I'm good either way. Like, I will be fine if I get this. I'll be fine if I don't, whatever. I'm just going to show up every day and do what I'm doing, trust what I'm doing. That is the flow state, right? That is the state where you're in alignment. Because anything that puts you in that, dwelling on the past, worrying about the future, that stressful mindset, anything that puts you in that place is taking you out of alignment so fast. And this is a hard lesson to even try to conceptualize. Because for so long, I think that I've led myself to believe it's like, no, well, I need to be thinking about what I want to do, and I need to be focused, and I need to have goals, and I need to every day have my to-do list and cross off every single thing on it. And it's weird because in the past few weeks, I kind of had this internal shift, and I don't know exactly what I would attribute it to. I have been meditating a lot more lately. I've been meditating about an hour every day now, and I've noticed that that's taken me to another level. So that might be part of it, but I've had this kind of just shift, I think, in the past few weeks of letting go of the need to control, because I found myself in a place where I was going through the motions of things and it just wasn't really feeling like it was firing me up or aligning in the same way. So an example of that would be scripting and going through affirmations. It got to a point for me maybe like a month and a half ago where I literally felt like I was going through the motions of like, I'm supposed to do this, but right now this doesn't really this feels like it's a little bit forced for me right now, to go through my routine of all of that, of journaling and scripting in the morning and affirmations. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of take a step back from that and give myself space from it, give myself space to breathe, give myself space to figure it out. And what's crazy is that I'm not even making this up. The affirmations that I had and the intentions that I had in my scripting that I was really trying so hard to manifest are coming true and are coming into fruition now that I've finally decided to let go of them. So I want to tell you guys that you don't need to be in control. It's not your job to be in control, right? It's not your job to know when things are going to unfold or how they're going to unfold, or to put so much of your mental energy into them that it becomes this consuming thing that it occupies so much of your headspace. It is your job though to show up with intention every single day, right? And to do something maybe that's going to align you a little bit closer to whatever that goal or that vision is. In my case, it's making sure that I'm staying balanced, that I'm continuing to seek, continuing to learn, expand my knowledge, dive deeper. I'm such a curious person, and I just always want to seek more. So that's something for me that is a real strong intention day in, day out, is to just learn more and to find out more. So, you know, if you have things that you're working towards, if you are someone out there that's manifesting, that's scripting, and you're finding yourself in a little bit of a roadblock, a little bit of a place of stagnation, maybe it's time for you to just let it go. It's time to just breathe. Take a step away from it. I'm telling you from personal experience that it was the missing piece for me for a really long time, was feeling like I had to have it all controlled, all according to my rules. Haley says this is going to happen when this is going to happen, and that's the way it's going to be. Nope. I have come to, and I'm still obviously working on it, this isn't something that happens overnight, but I'm coming to accept now that I've just got to let go sometimes. Just trust, right? The universe, God, source energy, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever it is that resonates with you, is guiding you, protecting you, leading you in the right direction. And have faith in that, trust in that. Think about this universe, right? Think about this world that we live in, and the synchronicities that exist all around us, right? Like the universe and God is everywhere. And so trust that you are being led. You are being guided on the absolute most optimal path for you. And things will come to you when they will come to you. And they will come to you at the absolute most perfect time. And you don't need to know when that is. I don't know when that is. I'm just really trusting that I'm doing the right thing and I'm staying on the right course. And by me not having so much mental energy taken up by worrying or by subconsciously festering over what it is that I'm trying to do, I feel a lot better. And that's the point of life, right? Is to just make the most of every moment and to feel good and to be in alignment. And when we take worry out of the equation, right, we take that pressure off. That gets us closer and closer. And I think that's actually the catalyst for what's going to allow us to manifest that which we are seeking. Is when we take that step back, we get into that flow state and we just see what happens. You know, let it unravel, let it unfold as it may, and be okay with it. Be okay with letting go. And maybe life will surprise you too. Maybe you have this expectation of where you think you're gonna go, or where you think the ceiling is gonna stop. But maybe there's something that far exceeds any expectation that's waiting out there for you, and you just can't even conceptualize it yet because you've been so attached to the very thing it is that you're trying to manifest. Think about that too, you know? Again, it's not your job to have it all figured out. Nobody, I don't think, on this planet has all the answers. I don't. I can tell you right now, I definitely don't have all the answers. I'm a girl sitting in my room, drinking some tea, just telling you what's on my mind, but I know that there's gotta be other people out there that are feeling this way too. So I really value being truthful and living authentically, and I think that vulnerability is something that's really powerful. So I try to really share my truth, and hopefully this can inspire somebody else to dive inward a little bit more, you know, explore, understand that you're not alone, understand that you've got this. Everything's coming, right? It's coming. Big things are coming. Amazing things are going to be happening. You've just got to trust. And yeah, that is all I have for you tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It means the absolute world to me. I love these little pillow talks. There's definitely going to be more of these coming. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button and the subscribe button as well. Again, it would mean the absolute world to me. I'd love for you to be a part of this. If you felt like we were vibing, if you enjoyed this chat, our tea time, our pillow talk, leave me a like, hit the subscribe button, stick around for a little while. Poke around on my channel too, see what else resonates with you. But yeah, that is all I have for you, my loves. I'm wishing you so much health, wealth, success, happiness, abundance, love, and joy, and I will see you next time. Bye.